Here's the next thing you need to know. Some people feel a little bit freaked out about being in front of a camera, and how do you deal with that, right? There is some self-consciousness that goes with that. There's vulnerability. I'm taking the microphone and stepping out there in front of the crowd on the stage, and that's anxiety provoking. And for some people, that fear is actually greater than death, though I don't know who came up with that statistic. I've heard it before. That's hard for me to imagine. So how can you be more comfortable in front of the camera? The first thing you need to do is just acknowledge that this can be anxiety provoking. The second thing you need to do is just practice steadying the mind, accepting that, and moving forward anyhow, right? Okay, that's just the way this is. I'm going to do it anyhow. No big deal. So it's a great practice in self-acceptance and love and just like letting things be what they'll be. And one of my sayings that has resonated with me in my life is that some people are for me, and I'm for some people, and some people aren't for me, and I'm not for some people, right? It's like, I've got my tribe, and there's people who will like me, and there are people who won't like me, and that's okay. And just to make peace with that, like there'll be people who like you. So, that's something you could use to be more comfortable with being in front of the camera. First, just steady your mind, know this is the way it is. Second, know that there's going to be people who like you and people who don't like you, and that's absolutely fine. And then third, see the camera as a window that allows you to see across space and time. We're going to get a little poetic here. See the camera as a window that allows you to see across space and time and look into the eyes of another person. Like right now, I am looking into your eyes. Actually, I'm not. I'm looking into my camera, right into the lens of my camera, into the glass little dome of the lens. And if I look right in there, I see a little white dot in the center. And that's exactly what I'm looking at. But I know that I'm not just looking at this cold, impersonal camera, that this camera, this lens, is actually a window which allows me to see across space and time and look into your eyes. So for me, picturing a student, like actually picturing some student like maybe Daniel from Nairobi or whatever it might be, Daniel from Nigeria. Sorry, I got the country wrong. I've got one student, Daniel in Nigeria. Actually picturing that person and pretending I'm talking to that person helps me get over this fear or this impersonal nature of the camera and know that I'm looking through a window across space and time and connecting with the eyes of another human, right? And picturing one person and holding inside myself the intention to help other people, that all helps. If I'm not focused on myself and my own fear, but I'm focused upon helping other people, that helps. So things you could do to not be intimidated in front of the camera is that you could focus upon the intention of helping others. You could recognize that this is an anxiety-provoking thing. You could steady your mind to it and just accept the fact that some people will like you and some people won't, and that's just the way of the world, and that's the way you are too, actually. Right? And then you could see the camera as a lens across space and time, which allows you to look into the eyes of another human. And you can, whatever the last point was, and you could review the video if you want to see the other point. Somebody just walked by and grabbed my attention and broke my chain of thought. But anyhow, that's something you could do to help become more comfortable in front of the camera.